Hello, beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. Today we're going to dive into the energies of next 3 months with a general overview. And we're going to pull the symbols now. This is going to give us a general idea what you should be aware of. I'm pulling a month card. This is not for the month. This is for, we're going to look into the numerical meaning. And sometimes I get the numbers confused. I'm sorry if I do that. Comment down below, let me know. Because when I look at the month, let's see what's this. Okay, this is March. We're in March. It's number 3. I know that. I confused, I think, in the October the last time. Okay. Anyways, so the March is the number 3, which is travel, optimism, new opportunities coming your way. We have a peacock here. Be aware of great pride. I'm going to interpret this in 2 different ways. This is probably maybe you're dealing with someone who is prideful. So beware of their pride first. The second can be maybe you are going over your head about something. Maybe there's if you're getting like criticism, and if it's constructive, I would like to point that out, because sometimes people just criticize things just for the hell of it, not because they know what they're talking about. They're just they like to bring people down. And if that's the case, you don't have to take it seriously. You can just ignore it. Another thing I feel here, if this is you, maybe, which is not really related to your nature, but if you're not shining your light and dimming your light for someone that is cocky, I feel like this is also be aware of their pride. You don't have to cater to that, because there's a victory moment coming forward in some endeavor. We have the rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Like someone wants to mess with you, and it can be about money issue, career issues, some upgrade in your life. I feel like overall here, Sagittarius, you're ahead. You're ahead of this person. I feel like they're trying to just create this victim environment here. But they might be doing by show, like maybe being loud. We have a fan, and then romance, celebration, party. Hills, obstacles to overcome, a secret admirer. By the way, sometimes people, human beings, as we are, I don't know why we do that. They tend to act in a very obnoxious way to get your attention. This can be a secret admirer as well. And we have the March as the month. This is about travel. 2 birds here. Even though the birds can symbolize flying, air. Oh, so these can be air signs, like Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius you're dealing with. By the way, if you're going to enjoy this reading, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below which part of it resonated with you the most. Okay, let's see who this roster is. We have a Queen of Swords. Exactly, like I said, this can be a feminine character or someone maybe have a gentle side to them. Doesn't have to be female. But Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy coming through, okay? Let's see what we have inside your cup. We have 4 tears of joy within the 3rd month timeline. In the bottom, I see a little R here. Ronald, Ronnie, kind of looks like a dog's head right there. This can be representing a person who's loyal to you, maybe who's supportive of what you do, or who will be like a comforting you. In this case, within the especially the 3rd month, Cane can symbolize maybe there's something that you need to pay attention to, or something to lean on. It can mean 2 things here. It can mean that if you need support, the support will be showing up, so it can carry your weight and help you out. Another thing here is maybe you are walking yourself into something that you need to be careful, because you can end up with a cane here. So if this is like a financial endeavor, for example, maybe don't throw everything you have into this mix, because you don't know how this is going to turn out, because it might actually end you up with a cane here. Okay, so consider every symbol with both sides. We have an upside down heart shape. I feel like this is actually the Hangman energy. Maybe you are holding something back or holding behind. Maybe I feel like this is actually holding back energy here. And maybe you wanted something to really work out with someone, or a situation to work out, but it didn't do. this can be you turning your heart upside down, shutting it down, maybe not allowing anyone new to come in. But the thing is, it's not the hangman. That's not the hangman energy. Actually, it doesn't. That's not what it represents here. It represents that you need to take a pause and step back and have like a little wider perspective of why this happened and understand it. So it doesn't mean that everything is always something against you. It means that maybe something happening for you in that mix. That's why I feel like if this is a job or this is like a relationship, there's a rejection happening here. It's not really for bad. It's not a bad thing. There's something better working out maybe in the background for you that you're not aware of. And I feel like you're going to get to see that as well. You're going to get to see that, but there's a small pause in the first month especially. It doesn't mean that the pause is going to bring darkness. It is bringing light here. So you might be actually taking a break from a relationship or taking it doesn't mean that maybe if you're working, you're quitting your job or taking a break from the job. It means that maybe if you have such busy schedule, maybe you're clearing that a little bit, okay? Instead of just taking on all the challenges, all the work that you try to take care of everything, maybe you're saying now this time, I'm not going to have time to actually take care of this part of the job. Maybe just hand it over to somebody else. So I feel like here, this is going to bring clarity. I see a legal contract here in between two pathways. Some of you actually, when you have that mind space to think about things, you're going to have more options available to you. Two pathways indicates there are two options in front of you. The two split up paper here, maybe you need to, or you can take care of these two different things at the same time, even if you think that, oh, it's not really possible, even if they're in two different locations. Some of them might be like working from where you are. The other one can be remote if this is a job, or if this is like friendship group actually splitting up. It seems like it's gonna work out. I don't mean about like having a double relationship because I mean it really depends on the preference. Like if you don't believe in monogamy, what was that, the other one, the poly something, anyways, if you're actually pursuing such thing, so it can be that kind of like a lifestyle as well, getting promoted here too. Either way though, there are two options, there are two pathways, and I feel like you're going to be able to walk both of them at the same time. By the way, you can be poly, it doesn't matter. It's just about the preference of the other person, other people, okay? It's about like we have a free will and we can choose anything we want with our life. So if everybody's aware of what's happening, I don't feel like that's like, it's, I don't know if it's a moral thing that's open for discussion, but it doesn't mean that you're cheating on anyone. If that's not the case, you can live your life. And this can be also, like I said, there are two different options, two things given to you that you're going to be able to take both of them, which is a positive thing within especially the second month. But the third month here, I see there's like an army, maybe even building up. This can be about like work if you're doing two things at the same time. There are people here, they're shooting stuff, like they have some pistols in their hand and they're shooting stuff. And I see that this is you here. You have a bow and arrow in your hand, Sagittarius. That's the tool of the Sagittarius, basically. So I felt initially maybe there's something they're shooting at you, but the thing is you're right here, you're defending, so you might actually find yourself after this time of period of peace and maybe doing what you love to do, you might find yourself, especially in the beginning of the third month, in this kind of like a war that you're stepping into. Though it doesn't happen to be like a physical one-on-one thing. I feel like this can be maybe family issues because there are many people here that are arguing and you're not on the front, you're on the way back. But the thing is, when something comes to you, an arrow shoots at you, you need to protect yourself as well. I feel like you have an upper hand here because you're standing on the hill and the hill has an eye. So you're also seeing things that maybe other people cannot see, which is also an upper hand, representing an upper hand here. The thing is, though, you might be asking, so what? So what am I going to do with that? That's going to be your free will choice here, what to do with that upper hand. What can happen here is, I see that it kind of looks like a world map to me. I don't know if you can see. They're not really like close together when we look at the continents. They're not really sticking together. right now, but maybe thousands of years ago, millions of years ago, all the continents were all together in one bunch. A thing is, this is actually maybe going back to the beginning of things, okay? So you will have the upper hand to bring peace to the situation or keep continuing and pouring gas to the fight here, okay? So that's why I said like you're gonna have a free will choice to turn things around. This can be maybe you're working in a company, everybody's fighting with each other. You're gonna be the one who's gonna bring the peace here. Or maybe you're going to be the one who's going to escalate things because you're in the back row, but you are in the most powerful position, even if you don't realize it. This can be in a family environment, work environment. This can be in like your current situation, maybe in a friend environment. It seems like though you're gonna choose peace because I know that Sagittarius, you like to have fun. The ones of Sagittarius that I know, they like to have fun. They don't like to have tense moments. I feel like you're going to bring back maybe even fun traditions into this mix in order to fuse this discussion. Okay, so I told you that you're bringing the old worlds back together here. This can be even helping people make up. Okay, let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, an intention, the dragon wrapping around here, your heart, hold the question in your mind. I see there are two, there's a fish here. There is also kind of like a creature with long tail. Looks like an elephant's tail, but the head doesn't look like that. We have a snake here. I told you the dragon already. There's a letter M as in someone's first name or the last name. Mary, Matthew, Amanda. Your desire is not really coming forward right away. It's the third flip. It is starting to flow. So you might have to change the ways you're doing things or try different options or maybe go do something else if you have put all the energy into this thing. For example, first, I don't know why is this coming, but as a vision, I see these tomato wines. I don't know if you ever seen them like in person. They have this long lines of tomatoes. They plant them and they take a while to grow and they take a while to get mature actually because tomato doesn't actually come out of the stem right away in the red format. They come as a small green thing, which is very bitter, and then they grow and turn into this red tomatoes. For some of you, I don't know if you're raising tomatoes. I don't know what it is, but the thing is, something is right now, it's raw. It's not done yet. It's not cooked. It's not matured. So you need to wait for it to mature. Whatever this is that is in your hand, in your mind, you need to wait for it to mature. Then it's going to come to you. I told you that you're kissing someone in your heart space here. There is going to be a partner or friend. Somebody's going to be standing there with you to support you in your heart space. And the dragon wrapping around is your fire is going to be protecting this for the long term. That can be representative of that. Another thing I told you, we have a snake right here. Snake is small, so when you accomplish this successful moment, I see like this kind of looks like one of those sigils of those old families, kind of like, let me see if I can draw that on something. So this can be, I think this is what I'm seeing. I don't know if you guys can see that. I know it's like strange. It doesn't really look like that, but I see this kind of a thing there. I mean, maybe this is like a little fat here, like something like this. I see like a family tree maybe you're forming there. The snake is some small and sneaky. It's coming into your life. So when you accomplish your heart's desire here, or when you get the support that you need, the snake is going to actually slowly going to bring a healing and a transformation into your life, okay? Especially within the third month, because it's going to be like, I completed everything, the tasks, everything is all down. I have what I want. And so what now? What am I going to do now? And I feel like that what am I going to do now is going to turn into self-question, is going to turn into self-healing, finding the answers as well here, okay, within the third month. So this is not only, and I see that there's two masculine figures coming together here. We have a person with a goatee. The goatee has a cross. This can be someone very religious right under this. Three people discussing. He's the third one, but he's not getting involved in the conversation. So I say, when I say he means that it's like the ones that are taking action, coming together, like you're coming face to face with someone. So when you start to heal the process, or maybe when you start to question things, this might bring the he's from the past, or the people who affected the flow of things that with their actions are going to come and are going to be facing them. Okay, there might be like a third person here who got affected, maybe got religious because of the way that they get affected. And I see that they are here getting involved, but they're not really speaking their mind here. So you might get involved some third person, maybe like someone has been through some negative things with you, but they are now muted, they're not talking, they don't want to talk, and they might find comfort in religion. It seems like you're gonna be their voice as well. I see like above the snake here, you can see there's like someone, you can see the eyes and the nose and the mouth of this man with like a darker hair. Wow, there's a dragon here in your heart. This kind of looks like a dragon too. So it seems like dragon represents your energy, Sagittarius. You're going to really learn in this next 3 months process to express yourself authentically. And we have someone sad here. This can be someone who wronged you also showing up, and then maybe they're going to apologize. That's going to bring healing, and then this is going to actually help seek for more apology from those ones who actually wronged you. This doesn't mean that you are going on a revenge tour. It doesn't mean that. It means that maybe facing and understanding why certain people did certain things. That can be the situation, okay? Because sometimes people do things because of their own programming. They don't know what they're doing is wrong. Let's see your cards here. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this is very Nine of Swords is I'm gonna pull some cards here because this is not really anything. Okay, so explanatory, that's why. So what happens with the Seven of Pentacles is you're starting the first month with doubt. Basically, I told you tomato wine is coming to me as a vision. So maybe you planted some seeds, but you're not trusting these are growing. That's the Seven of Pentacles energy. We have malachite here. I've been actually thinking about purchasing a piece. It's really expensive, by the way, as a crystal, or like, I don't know what they're called. But the thing is, it brings clarity. And Seven of Pentacles is the earth energy, so it can also have like this kind of like material success vibes. I believe this crystals actually can affect that. So it says here, I trust my ideas and my direction. It seems like some of you are really having doubts about what to do or if you're doing this right. The thing is, yes, the Nine of Cups is your wish fulfillment. Emotional satisfaction is going to be behind it. So the tomatoes are growing, guys. Even if you don't see the growth, even if it takes time and patience, which Sagittarius is the fire sign, you probably don't like to practice too much of that because it might interrupt your flow. So I don't think it's a bad thing. It's your nature is against it most of the time, being patient, because you might be feeling like instead of waiting for tomatoes, I can just go purchase some, right? But that's not really the case here. These are going to be something different. The seeds of those tomatoes are going to actually prime your future, prepare you for the future as well. So, and the Seven of Pentacles is doubt, not being able to actually make a decision, not being able to see the future, and not being able to read the signs, basically. But the Nine of Cups tells me that either way, you're going to have your joy, happiness with you. You're going to be happy. The end result, or at the moment, the present moment, is going to be really satisfying for you. But the thing is, the second month, you're going to have the clarity. Look at this High Priestess, how beautiful she is. Okay, she's holding the keys. She's holding the book. The book doesn't have to be, it says Torah in the original tarot, but it doesn't have to be Torah. It can be whatever that knowledge you're seeking. You're going to achieve it. You're going to receive it. Okay, we have Lapis Lazuli here, which is also the stone of intuition and inner knowing. So you can maybe use one if you have one while you're meditating. It says, my intuition guides me to the truth. Yes, you will find the right direction and the answers. Justice here tells me that, yes, this is going to be your victorious moment. If this is a legal situation, karmic situation, something that you don't have clarity about, maybe a paperwork or a job application, the karma is actually getting back. That's what the justice is. The scales are actually perfectly equalized. So something maybe you put the energy in, but you didn't receive anything back from a certain person, certain situation. It is going to come back to you either way. It doesn't have to be from specifically that event, okay? Within the third month, you're going to have somewhat What's going on here? Let's see. Doubt and doubt, doubt on top of doubt. Nine of Swords is fearful doubt that maybe you're going to freak out, which is because of all the things happening on the earth is possible. Or maybe because we're going through really maybe even like disturbing times right now. That's why you might have to pick up the fear of what's around you, because we can even get affected by other people's energies. But it is suggesting that whenever you feel that, you trust the present moment, you trust the now, and you trust that everything is working for your highest good at this moment. And Two Swords is that is going to push you to a moment of decision. Whatever I decide, I trust in the outcome. So you're going to, when you decide to let go of the fear and be in the moment, you might have to make a decision, and the decision can be about something you're offering or something that is coming to you. As soon as I said that coming to you, it's coming to you, and you might have to make a decision about that. What happens when you make the decision that both of them want to come forward here? The Magician is your outcome, your actions outcome. Okay, I manifest perfectly what I desire. Magician is someone who takes initiative, takes action, and their action actually brings the solution and the resolution that they want. But the thing is, you might initially face with this 501 situation, Page of Pentacles twice. You need to be resourceful instead of just getting into that mix of disagreement. You need to just exclude them yourself out of there and open yourself to personal new opportunities and personal growth rather than fighting with other people's energies. I feel like as the Magician, you're creating something which is going to be depending on the knowledge that you have, or it's going to be dependent on the new knowledge that you're going to acquire, and that is going to change everything for you. But it will also ask you to maybe stay out of other people's dramas here, okay? This is very specific. I feel like you might be even like changing a working structure if you're working somewhere, or maybe in your home, you're changing certain structures, and that's going to get opposition because it's going to be with the Chariot, it's going to be a quick change. People are not going to be able to handle it. And if you get involved, that will actually pull you back. Okay, this is very hot moment here. You might want to just jump into it. But the thing is, because Page of Pentacles is a slower energy, you might not choose it initially. However, if you do, even if you don't like it, you're going to be able to choose it, and that's going to bring the change that you're actually looking for. We have a squirrel here, spiritual maintenance, be your own caretaker. Exactly, stay away from other people's dramas and momentary distractions. We have a swan, graceful transformation, soften your heart and you will find your flow. This is very important because a swan is also slow energy. And I feel like everything is actually thrown at you right now in a very fast pace. When something is slow moving, you're finding something fast moving, and either way, like you're finding your way out of the situation. However, graceful transformation says soften your heart. In order to soften your heart, you need to slow down and be in the moment and see things differently. Okay, so that can be the challenge. You can watch swan documentaries or dances that can really like put you in that mood. Okay. We have a horse here, free spirit. So you're going to accelerate. If you're thinking, oh, I don't want to slow down, I want everything to happen fast. Horse and a chariot with two horses is extremely fast movement. Give yourself the space and freedom to express your creativity. So I feel like here with the Magician, you're already going to do that. Nine of Cups can be also your wish fulfillment as that within the first month. Each time you feel you are stuck and frustrated, you need to open space for yourself. Give yourself that space for free activities. And it can be anything, guys. I don't want to put it in a box and say, oh, drawing, making crochet hats. It doesn't have to be that. It can be going to the gym and lifting some weights, okay? Let's see what your unicorn is going to say about that. We have the Archangel Gabriel, calling the pure white light. Archangel Gabriel is known in some religions as the one who brings the news and the information from creator of all that is to the prophets here. So if you're looking for any information, answers, and direction to anything, you can call upon the Archangel Angel, the Gabriel, and he wants to show up for you, okay? But it says call in the pure white light. You need to call upon. And in some religions also, angels are known as the pure white light. So call upon him, her, it, and let it deliver to you what you need to do or what you need to know right now. We have intuition here, and the high priestess is also intuition. So try connecting it. Like I said, it also requires quieting your mind here. Listen to your inner wisdom. In order to hear it, you need to really quiet everything around you also, because we have 5 of Wands. Some people are going to create this distraction, so you cannot hear that voice, guys. Let's see your final message. Okay, we have, I let go of control and surrender my expectations of love to beautiful synchronicity. My expectations of love to beautiful synchronicity. So, like I said, I feel like you feel the need to control things here within the first month especially. But the thing is, this is telling me that you're going to be in the right place in the right time if you can listen to that intuitive calling, okay? All right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add some more videos right here for you to enjoy. I wish you a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.